In fourth grade, we build off of students' multiplication and division skills, and we take it a step further, and we are working on word problems. So when we work on word problems, we are still using our word problem solving strategy that they have started using in third grade. Our acronym for this strategy is CUBES. So every time students have a word problem, they are reading it through once. Then they're going back and they are doing these skills that are represented by each letter in cubes. So C stands for circle key numbers and units. This tells us what we know. U stands for underline the question. This helps us to figure out what we're being asked to solve. The B stands for box math clue words. This helps us figure out which operation we're using. E to evaluate and eliminate what information don't we need, and students can cross that out. And the last step is to solve and show my work. So after I do that, I can think about, does my answer make sense? So if we start with our first problem, Hannah scored 3 goals last season. She scored 4 times as many goals this season. How many goals did Hannah score this season? So if I go back and I cube my word problem, I'm going to start with my key numbers. So I have 3 and then I have 4. I want to then underline my question. So it's asking me how many goals did Hannah score this season? Then I want to go back and I want to box my clue words. So I see times after my 4 to let me know I am going to be using multiplication. So if I then think about how I need to solve the problem, I have 3 goals last season and then I have 4 times as many goals this season. So if I start with a visual, I have last season Hannah scored 3 goals. So I can use a picture or a model to represent those 3 goals. This season, I have 4 times as many, which means I have my 3 goals. I need to show 4 times that amount. So let's start. There's my 3 goals. Here's 2 times, 3 times, and 4 times as many goals this season as last season. So students are familiar with this array. They can use skip counting to figure out how many goals total they have. So I could go 3, 6, 9, 12. Hannah has 12 goals this season. We can also think about this as an equation. So I have 4 times as many. 3 is something. So I can bring down my 4. Times we know means to multiply. So I have 4 times 3, and my is equal. So I want to think 4 times 3 is 12. So again, we get that 12 goals this season. All right, we're going to look at another problem that's going to use a little division to help us solve. So the Tigers scored 36 points. They scored 4 times as many points as the Lions. How many points did the Lions score? So again, I want to go back. I want to cube, have my 36, my 4. It's asking how many points did the Lions score. And again, I have that times. So again, I can start with a visual. So I know that the Tigers have scored 36 points, which is 4 times as many points as the Lions. So whatever my Lions score is, I have to take that score and multiply it by 4 to get a total of 36. So if I again fill in my 4 times as many of something is 36. Now students are familiar with their fact families and they can take this and they can turn it around. So if I first do my 4 times my unknown number equals 36, we know 36 is our total. So I can then take my 36, I can use division. 36 divided by my 4 is also going to give me my unknown number. So I know that 4 times 9 equals 36, which would also mean 36 divided by 4 also gives me 9, which means the Lions had a total of 9 points. In 4th grade, Our students also move on to multi-step word problems. So we're going to do one example of a multi-step word problem. Again, I'm going to read it through once and then go through and cube it. So there are 6 friends sharing 3 pizzas. Each pizza is cut into 8 slices. How many slices will each friend get? Again, I want a cube. I have my 6 friends, my 3 pizzas, and each pizza is cut into 8 slices. Again, multi-step, I have a little more important numbers to circle. Underline how many slices will each friend get. They're asking me to figure out if we were sharing these pizzas equally, how many pieces will each friend get, or slices. Then I want to go through and when I box my keywords. I'm definitely going to box sharing, each, and we could even do cut into. So I'm sharing, which indicates it needs to be equal. Each pizza is cut into 8 slices, which also indicates each pizza is going to have the same amount of slices. And then I want to think about my first step. So my first step in solving this problem, I would have to think about my number of slices times the number of pizzas that we have. So I have 3 pizzas, and each pizza is getting cut into 8 slices. So if I take that equal groups, I cut them into 8 slices. So I have 3 equal groups, I'm cutting them into 8 slices. I will end up with 24 total slices. Once I have that 24, we can then think about our second step. I know there are 24 slices total. So then I need to figure out how many slices each friend is going to get. And we want each friend to get an equal amount of slices. So I need to take the total number of slices, which we just figured out in step 1, and then we need to divide it by the number of friends because we are putting them into equal groups. So I want to take my 24 and I want to divide it by 6. If you go back to the word problem to see where we got that 6 from, we did circle it. We have 6 friends total. So we're taking 24 slices, dividing it by 6 friends, equals each friend is going to get 4 slices of pizza. So taking their multiplication and division skills and applying it to one problem.